Video is a practical example of some of the content process that we use in our website. Now, the major difference between a conversion focused website and a generic website that you would buy some template or you would get from a an experienced or even an amateur graphic designer is the content. The content component is very strategic in a conversion focused website. It's almost as if you're writing a sales copy, or you're doing a sales presentation face to face, door to door, and the likes. So what we have here is the strategic process that we use in creating sales content for our website. So the first thing you will discover off the bat that this layout is very simple and it's very intentional because your layout is supporting the content. It's not the other way around. It's not the design. It's not the content that supports the design. It's the design that supports the content, and it's a big difference. So we start off here with making a very bold promise, and this part of the copy does three things. Actually, the first thing it does is to get their attention. Okay, so in order to get their attention, you need to talk about something that's relevant to them. Second, it makes a big promise, and of the most important of them is to get them to read more. Okay, so the headline now is going to emphasize a value, a result, or a transformation that they could have. So let's take an example of a web design agency. Okay, one of the headline examples you can use is like allow your website to work for you. You understand? Because most people, they start with the goal, they start creating a website with the goal of having conversion from it. So the headline I can use here is okay, allow your website to work for you. The next thing that goes in his ear, that goes on in his head rather, is how. So the sub headline now explains how that is possible. Okay. So if I'm using, let's say I'm using AI content writing, or I'm using a strategic marketing process, I can now explain that in the sub headline. I make it very short. I say, okay, with the use of conversion focused content, turn visitors into, yes, turn visitors into customers with the use of conversion focused content. uh, I can use AI. So, okay, turn visitors into content with the use of data driven artificial intelligence that makes people buy. So, what you want to do basically in a summary here is that you use the sub headline to explain the big promise in the headline. The big promise get them asking the question how. The sub headline explains what the headline talks about. The next thing you want to have is a free checklist. The next thing you want to have is a call to action. Now, the call to action now should be very clear. If you notice, I'm using red color here. Red color now stands apart from the rest of the page. Okay, you want to let me tell you something. Every single web page, before you design every web page, the main purpose is to drive an action. So you want to be very clear on how this action continues in your sales process. So let's say my sales process is to get people over the phone and find out some information about the business to see if they have something that can work with me. And if they can work with me, I'll tell them. If they cannot work with me, I will tell them. So that could be the sales process. What could be the headline now is schedule a free blueprinting session. Okay, and this one to take them to a separate page that explains that session. It could be if I'm a coach, maybe 5 weight loss recipes. So they could get top 5 weight loss recipes. So after they download the recipes, I can now schedule them for a call. Or if I'm selling maybe a video course, I can do it from there. But there should be one main action that you want them to take on your web page, and that web page and that action correlates to what goes on in your sales process. But even if you are using just a generic information site, you can still follow this same process. It works really well. So the next thing now you want to use is a tested copy formula, which is problem additive solution. The only reason why they're on your web page is not because they want to learn about how many years you have an experience or how awesome you and your team are or how many people are. It's ridiculous. Some websites you see our vision, our mission, our services, our team. They don't really care about those things. They are in pain, they want a solution. So you have to talk about it here. Okay, the first 10 seconds the person spent on your webpage should be very relevant to him. Okay, so we've proved that relevant by using a value driven, result driven, or transformation headline. Next thing you go now, talk about the problem. You agitate the problem, and you make them feel really bad about the problem, and you talk about the solution. So an example here could be, okay, so have you ever tried to create a website by yourself, or you pay a web designer, then after 6, 8, 12 months, nothing happens. This is very common with people who are in the business industry, local business, service business. They get this website because they want this presence and authority. But then the website doesn't do anything for them because they give it to a web designer. The web designer is like a graphic designer on the web. He doesn't know what content drives sales. The marketers, copywriters that do that. So they leave the job of sales to the web designer, and then nothing happens. They start complaining that their website is not converting. So this is the problem. So after you talk about the problem, you want to agitate that problem. Okay. And a way to agitate that problem is, okay, it can be very frustrating because they're paying for hosting, they're paying for domain name, they pay the web designer for his UI UX, they pay him for his development cost, and sometimes this could go 200, 250, 300,000, and even more. So we want to agitate that problem. Now I'm giving you an example of web design. You can use this with whatever product you're selling. If you're selling security, you can talk about how risky it is for them not to have in the proper security protocols in their house. If you're talking about construction, real estate, you could just mimic the same process. Talk about the problem, agitate the problem, and they profile a solution. So next thing now is the solution. So how do you solve that problem? Now is your USP, your unique selling proposition. What makes you different from other people? How is your approach getting them to that result in a way that's different from every other thing in the marketplace? Okay, so now it's okay. We found a way around that and designed the website with the marketing centered approach so that every element, image, copy, text, video are designed as a tool to get you clients. So very briefly, you talk about your unique selling proposition. You're doing weight loss, you're doing construction services. You talk about how you guys achieve that result in a way that's different from other people. And you can put a short 3-5 minute video here that explains this, because video is proven statistics. Video content on a page could make it convert more than 80% more than a page with just text. People like to watch video. It drives engagement, it creates that personal feel and interaction. So you could put a video here. Now you want to talk about 3 major ways that this solution is achieved. Now if you notice, now I make this one bigger than this other two here. It's very intentional because you want, when they see this one big, it drives them to read more, and they make the text smaller so you don't consume too much space on the web page. So now you talk about 3 major benefits, not features, benefits, how that solution is achieved. Again, with the website design example, in order to get a customer, there are 3 main phases the customer goes through: interest, desire, action. And you can mimic this process to make him buy stuff online. Okay, get him interest through lead generation, increase his desire by making a sales presentation. And if he doesn't buy at this point, you have to automate the follow-up such a way that you can bring him back to a sales presentation, different one, and you drive the purchase. So this is 3 big things that is used for a web design, for a conversion focused web design agency. These are 3 big things. So for your own, it could be construction, it could be security. How do you achieve this, your unique results? Just give 3 big ideas, 3 big pictures. You don't have to bog them down with too much stuff. Just 3 big pictures in which, 3 big idea in which this result is achieved. The next thing now is you want to add social proof. Now this is a very good place also to add social proof. You can put logo of some of the, if you have some big organizations that you've secured as clients, you can add those people over here. You just put some of their logos here, and it's okay, people we've worked with or our partners. You understand? So some of our clients, you put it there. Now you want to put a testimonial. If you notice the format of the testimonial, it could be text here, it could be video. If your client gives you video, even better. But they don't give you video, you have text or you have audio. There's a way you can integrate it here. You put the audio, put the text, and you put this. And what you want to avoid is generic testimonials. You don't want a testimonial that says, oh, their service was amazing and they are a very trustworthy person. It looks like something that you can fake. So you want it to be a transformation testimonial. I was miserable at this point. I was looking for a solution. I found these guys, and now my life is amazing. And the thing now is, you don't rely on the client to give it to you. You have to guide them strategically on how to get these testimonials. You have to go meet them. Most people will not give you the testimonial that you want. You have to guide them through, walk them through a simple framework, enough for them to give you that testimonial so you can use it to improve the sales on your website. Okay, so you can put some rating here, to drive attention into the testimonial. So that's this block here. This block is social proof. What other people say about you is far more believable than what you say about yourself. So it's very, very important. Now I want to talk about features.